What's going on, Colts Nation? Welcome back to another episode of the Bring the Juice podcast. So just wanted to update you guys a little bit more on some of the injury statuses and other things that are going on throughout Colts camp. Some players and coaches talked to the media today. So just kind of wanted to mention a few things. We talked about the TY news a little bit. It is a disc problem in his neck. Not much more really to talk about right now at this moment than that. Coach Reich and the Colts are still trying to determine the severity of that injury and see if it's really going to be, several weeks or if it's just going to be a few weeks. It's going to be interesting to know what's going to happen there, but nevertheless, T.Y. Hilton still went on Twitter and posted the gif of saying, "I'll be back." So don't worry about that. He said that he will be back. Unfortunate that, T.Y. Hilton is going to miss part of the season. But Reich did say that T.Y. is still going to be that leader on the field, even while being off on the sideline. So not much more to it than that for right now. Coach Reich also stated the COVID situation is a bump in the road for Eric Fisher's return. As you guys know, Eric Fisher contracted COVID and, is not allowed in the building until he gets some negative tests. So ultimately, however long that actually is that he'll be out, it's not going to necessarily hurt him in terms of rehabbing. They'll be able to still manage the pain and everything else and work to make sure he gets better. But nevertheless, still he's out of the facility. He's not getting as much time on the field, not getting a chance to work out and do this other stuff. So, kind of puts a stint on it. Said that could potentially hurt his timeline a little bit. Ironically enough, there's still people saying that, the likelihood of him being ready for week 1 is probably not ready at that time, but very close, which is actually very impressive because, a lot of us thought this guy was going to be ready probably week 6 or 7 of the NFL season. And to hear he could have potentially been ready for week 1 is beyond me. I mean, that's insane. Hopefully he'll be back within the first couple weeks of the season. And another thing that happened today, Tyquan Lewis, he apparently with that shoulder injury he had a problem with earlier on, says his return to the football field has been slower than they wanted. They don't want to rush it. Apparently that shoulder injury has still just been nagging, even though, he got fixed up from that. It still just isn't going very great right now. It says from George Bremer saying not ready to say week 1 is in jeopardy yet. But, there is the possibility he may miss out. Regardless, we'll just thank God for the depth at the positions that we have, because then that allowed us to still be able to do well. We still got all these defensive ends. So thank goodness it gives him a chance to get just gives him the time to be able to rest and get what he needs done and then come back ready to go. Jacob Eason earning the backup spot today. That was what was happening. Coach Reich said, Reich didn't say it, but they think it would have been the case regardless of whether or not Ellinger was out or not. And I think that's true. I think he definitely wanted to have Eason as the backup all along. And you guys obviously heard about Sam Tevi today. But also the good news that I don't think we reported earlier, that in case any of you were wondering, Carson Wentz and Quentin Nelson are both going to be returning to full team drills and practices starting this week. So Carson Wentz will be back to doing 11-on-11s and all that other stuff with everybody, doing the normal stuff as it would be, back really, really quickly. Only really had a week and really just started showing off how good the foot was. And he's back to being normal almost. And Quentin Nelson's also going to be returning. I think they said he was supposed to be coming back Monday from the COVID protocol where he was a close contact and he could come back within 5 days. So I think he's going to come back as of Monday. So that's good for him. Allows him to rehab and get used to things. And Quentin Nelson's also going to be returning to some of those drills. So that's good to hear. And just a couple other small things. Bobby Okereke mentioning, the stress of winning the season opener. The Colts really haven't won a season opener since 2013, if y'all can believe that. That's insane. And then when we talked about a couple of these other guys and their injuries with T.Y., they've asked a lot of questions to Paris Campbell and Zach Pascal about that today. And Paris was saying, obviously with our number one guy out, we all need to step up. And he said that he's happy to be 100% and ready to get going again. And Zach Pascal stating that they need to pick up the pieces in order to make sure to pick up the slack from where T.Y. is going to be gone for an extended period of time. So that's basically going to be it, guys. Nothing much more to it than that. Just more injury updates and people mentioning stuff. So we'll continue to keep you guys updated as we learn more. And, just making sure that everybody gets all the news that they can. It's good to see a couple of the guys, not having, season-ending stuff. I hope T.Y. comes back and, hopefully before halfway through the season, and he can come back and provide some more leadership and more production over there and all that. But also, I just want to say this, and I'm going to go off on a little bit of a tangent here just really quickly to end this. I see the comments on Twitter of people saying, oh, well, T.Y., really hasn't done a whole lot over the last few years. He's nearing the end. I mean, stuff like that. I get that. That's perfectly reasonable to say that. I mean, even Cody stated, there could have been a lot worse injuries to happen in the receiver room and in other rooms combined than what T.Y. Hilton's impact was because of how deep the Colts are at wide receiver. That's fair. But then when you start saying that the Colts made a terrible decision to re-sign T.Y. Hilton because of this, and for a lot of messed up reasons, I'm not going to say all of them because it just infuriates me. Y'all need to get a life and y'all need to stop acting like everything can be foreseen. You don't have a crystal ball. Neither do these people. You can't predict the future any better than some of these other guys can. So I don't think that you should be saying on social media and all this stuff that, oh my gosh, this is the worst thing that could have possibly happened. And then, you guys are all way too negative and y'all just need to chill out. Okay. I mean, didn't we say the same thing about Carson Wentz moving forward, that we didn't think this was going to be a severe injury barring any setbacks? I mean, y'all need to just relax a little bit. But anyways, that's going to do it for this one, guys. Thank you so much. Let us know what your guys' thoughts are on the updates and everything moving forward. Thank you so much. And as always, go Colts.